Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Coaching Conversations with Nick and Chris from UpCoach. Today we are going to be revealing in this video about setting expectations for yourself and for the business, and really the importance of understanding what it means to set clear expectations as the business owner so that you can lead your team to greater things. Before we jump in, Nick, how are you this morning?
Doing very well. Got some good sunshine yesterday, which was good, and got back up on the water skis. My mate goes, dude, it's like riding a bike. And 2 years later, it's like riding a bike.
Right.
So
I forgot to ask, did anyone take a picture?
They didn't take any pictures, I think.
There's no evidence.
Hearsay, right? It could be hearsay.
There's no evidence. It was just
no evidence.
It was a myth. It was a myth on the river.
The myth, the legend. Yeah.
The legend on skis. Anyway, let's get into it. The main point that we really want to break down today, Nick, is why setting a clear expectation for yourself and your team or your business is so critical. And you had a great session with one of your clients last week and his whole team, actually. So why is it? Why is it really important for you to set clear expectations, I guess, to work towards your business's success?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think around expectations, there's a few different expectations I think that we can want to discuss. Just to give you some backstory on this, I mean, ultimately, I'm working with a high-performance business owner, has had incredible growth in the last 3 years that we've been working together. He's on his way to probably tenfold the business, really tenfold. So pretty incredible. Actually, we evolved that at the end of 2021, which is awesome. So when you think about that, there's particular expectations on, where the business owner wants to go. So the first expectation, I think, is around vision and planning. What's the expectation where you want to go? And a lot of business owners, unfortunately, can't see a larger level of their business. They can't even fathom, how could we possibly get to $30 million, $20 million, $10 million if we're at the moment $1.5 million, as an example. So the expectation of self there is to start with. I think if you don't expect to get rewarded well, or you don't expect to, get to a particular goal because you're too scared of it, or you can't even fathom it, from an expectation, you're never going to meet it. Now, some people want to say that they want to grow a big business, but they want a big business, want to make plenty of money, but the saying versus the internal belief are two totally different things. So from a setting an expectation for yourself are two different things, right? And to bring that down to something small, if you set an expectation for saying, I want to get fit and healthy, but every time that you go to the gym, you go, I'll just do 10 minutes today. But you know that you need to do 30 minutes or an hour to get some level of benefit. Obviously, your expectation is not being met because then you're not putting in the effort. Do you see what I mean? Like there's an interesting component of how people think. So the first expectation is that. I think then the second expectation is about communicating what your expectation is of the rest of your team. And this is kind of where it was with this particular business. So his expectation is really high, Formula One to be exact. I mean, we want to be a Formula One team level of thinking. We've grown from sub 2 million to 15 plus now, on our way to the end of next year, 30 plus million, which I mean is 15x, 17, 16x or something, which is unheard of in that short time.
Yeah.
And his goal, like he said to me, he said, look, there's another company that I'm looking at mimicking. He said, and in 10 years, they did 300 million. So it's pretty impressive. Mark Boros is their coach. And he said something interesting to me while I was there. And he said, well, guess what? When we get to the 100 million in the next 5 years, he goes, you'll be standing right next to me. He goes, because without you, I couldn't have done it. He goes, and then you could say, you've done 100 million with us. So it was kind of cool, right, when you think about it. Now, so his expectation towards me is high. Dude, you've got to perform at a level. And my expectation towards him is like, hey, dude, don't drop the ball and, worry about stupid shit that isn't where you're at. A $100 million business owner, things different than a $30 million business owner or a $10 million business owner.
Yeah.
So, coming back to our team, what we found was our expectation was not being met. And at some levels is not being met. And, the whole meeting this week was about, hey, you're either going to be on the bus, so to speak, on the $30 million bus, which is coming, or unfortunately, maybe it's just not for you. And I know when you presented, you said something interesting, like there's only 20 odd people in a Formula One team, that work on the car, as it comes in for the pit stop. But those 20, there's 7 billion people on the planet. 20 people get to do the job for Ferrari. That's it. And 10 teams. So there'll be less than, 2,000 or 3,000 people associated with Formula One, among 7 billion. Like, it's pretty elite when you really think about it. It's the Olympics of motorsport, right? When you
it's the highest echelon of racing.
Highest echelon of racing, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we sort of put into play here was how do we set the expectation really clear? So number one, I think for everybody that's listening to this, number one is you need to be really clear about what you're expecting. That's number one, because people go, yeah, I want to do it, but if you don't lead from the front, forget it. The driver in a Formula One team is undoubtedly the boss, undoubtedly. I mean, the team boss is the boss of the team, but, it all revolves around the bloody driver, right? If he goes, this car isn't performing, it goes back. Or if he smashes the car, well, it's him. Or if he loses the race because he's not concentrating, it's him. So there's a high level of interconnectivity between the team and the driver. And in business, the same thing. The business owner at the end of the day is responsible for the team, and the team is responsible for making the business owner's dream become that reality, or else he'd do it by themselves, or she'd do it by themselves. So there's a good kind of interconnection between both. Mm-hmm. So setting the expectation, getting really clear about what you expect, I think is number one. Number two, from an expectation, is to really ensure that the rest of the team is clear about what you expect from them. Because often that's led to hearsay. Often they're like, oh, well, I've given you the job, you should be performing at this level. And in the eyes of the team member, they are performing at that level. But the truth of the matter is they're not, especially we've had some issues with that particular business that, we lost some jobs, some complaints, all of these little things. And it happens as a growing business because it's not the man and the ute anymore. It's the, 15 people in the team plus in 3 different locations. So telling and communicating that with the team member is really, really critical. So if you've got a particular expectation, you've got to tell people, hey, here's what I expect from you. This is the output. This is the input. This is what we want to achieve over a particular timeline. That's undoubtedly one of the biggest hurdles that all business owners face. He said he could do the job. I employed him for the job. He hasn't done the job.
Right. So you're mainly talking about performance-driven or performance-related expectation here. We're not talking about goals, targets, vision, or anything like that. We're talking about
goals, targets, and vision come into it, but it's more, performance-based expectation.
Right. Could you give us an example in some way of what an expectation would look like?
Yeah, perfect. So let's say project managers in this particular business. The project managers have a particular level of output that they need to create every month. And let's call it $300,000 worth of processed work every month. That's their output. Now, when we were at about $100,000, they're like, there's no chance, we can't do it. It's too hard, it's too much. Now we're at 300, and they're still like, no chance, we can't do it, but we're doing over 300. So the expectation from, the owner was, hey, we were expecting to do at least 500. And the way that we did it is we set up support crews with the project managers, so they literally have a team of people underneath them to get this work done together. We figured out that that's the best model for it. Mm-hmm. So in saying that, as an example, for us, the expectation for them is clear. You need to put this output over this period of time. And if you get to this output, here's your bonus. Here's everything else that you get with it. And it's very, very handsome. Very handsome. But most of them can double their salaries in 12 months in bonuses, which is pretty impressive.
Wow. Cool.
So that's one. Another one would be the marketing part. We bring in this many leads with this type of conversion over a period of time. And I have worked on that with them, and I've never, ever seen such a high level of conversion. 1 in 3 people purchase our product, which is pretty incredible, 30% from cold traffic. So when you think about that, that's the bar now. That's our expectation. We're not going to drop below that. We need it to be up there. So now we're looking at different opportunities to advertise with. So they're 2 sort of performance-driven expectation.
Right. And both of those seem to be driven off a metric of some.
Oh, absolutely off a metric. I think
Right.
that's number three, Chris. Good point. For me to segue through, and I think at the end of the day, you've got to go, well, if you set an expectation, how do you measure that expectation? Is everybody feeling good? Well, that's one expectation. Is everyone happy? That's another expectation. Is the coffee hot enough? That's another. But hey, show me the 300, show me the lead, show me that. Is a clear, no bullshit expectation. So, one of the things that we spoke about to them was in the meeting, we literally spoke about saying, hey, we're going to be really open and honest here. Some of you will not make this Formula One team, just so we're clear. And some people go, that's a bad way of doing it. Or, you're not being cool with your team, and don't, be negative. But we're just being real. Not everybody cuts it, and not everybody's going to get the participation award. It's a business, man. It's based on money. It's what how it operates. Yep. So, and we made it clear, and we asked everybody, do you understand what's going to be measured in the next 3 months? Yes. Are you clear? Yes. Have you got any questions? No. So when it comes to 3 months, and either, hey, you've been elected into this Formula One $30 million plus business growing, cool, or sorry, you didn't cut it, maybe be happy somewhere else. I'm sorry, we told you. So, and we asked everybody, you need to make a decision whether this is going to be for you or not. So a part of setting an expectation is allowing somebody else to make that decision whether they can actually meet your expectation.
Right.
Because that's interesting. Some people want a high level of performance, but they've got the wrong people. And with the wrong people, it's like going, hey, we want to climb Everest, but the team is ready for, Kosciuszko. Oh, we haven't even, we can't even climb 10 stairs of floor in a building.
Yep.
And this happens. We see it all the time. Man, pick the wrong team, they come back with a good team.
It's the same as a sports team, really. Look at any, it doesn't matter what code you look at, AFL, rugby league, whatever. They're always subbing in and out the players that are of the highest performance, because they're not going to settle for anyone that's less. And yes, they give them, sometimes they give them the benefit of the doubt if they're not playing their position correctly. But if they're underperforming, they'll be dropped down to the reserve grade or put on the bench until they meet another level of performance. So it's no different. Like sports and business, it's exactly the same.
Think about it, that the team for business is even more potentially affected, because the team for sport, all the team players already get paid to perform, and it's like the sporting team gets paid bonuses at grand finals and stuff like that. But in business, it's a different story, because you can lose a lot of money or make a lot of money. What's good about it is he's happy to share the money. So that's already thinking expectation like $100 million business owner. The other side to it, Chris, I think, is education. Like you're saying, the benefit of the doubt in this particular arena is to go, well, if in 3 months' time you keep on having these poor scores, like on what you do, well, we made it clear to go, not only does the project manager get affected here, but the team that's been allocated to that project manager gets affected. And they're like, oh, well, but sometimes it's him, not us. We're like, no, there's no I in this. It's a we, and we do all this together. So you better, if the person drops the ball, you better pick it up, because if not, it's your neck on the chopping block too. Mm-hmm. So we made it without excuses. However, we also said whatever you need to be educated in, which we're doing situational leadership component on that particular process. Now we're unpacking all the things. And we told them, you unpack it, tell us where you need help. We've already unpacked it. We know where you need help. Does that match together? And if it matches together, all right, we'll give you that help specifically to get you up to speed. So we've already, ticked that box off as well. So, if you had to revise this, you'd go, well, number one, set the expectation for yourself. Are you clear? Set two, communicate that expectation with the team member. Level three, make sure that team member makes a decision whether they want to come on that journey with you to be able to do it, because they know the performance is going to step up. Olympians don't take it easy. Formula One guys don't go, just have an eat, my tummy's a bit sore.
Yeah, I just want a day off.
I'm going to take the day off. No, they train. They train like 10 hours a day. It's all they do is train. And they're shipping, they're moving the car, all of these things. They're every week they're in a new location. globally. Like, so it's work, man. But, it's handsomely rewarded. You're the best of the best of the best. And so for us, that's what we're saying. We said to the team, we want to be the best of the best. So you need to educate people the best of the best and give them a metric that we can measure for both parties, not just for the business owner's sake, but not for just even the business, but for the individual to go, I performed at this level. Hey, man, I should be in the team. Cool. Yep. We can see it. You're kicking it. And it's interesting because when we give people that ability to measure their performance and being clear about our expectation, they're cool to sign up on it. They're good to go. But, now they're good. It's interesting. We had another team member that was on the tools, and now we're electing him to, think of it like, construction manager role, where he's more off the tools, checking out the sites, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I told my last words out of my mouth is, dude, you need to really think about this, make sure that this works for you, and then tell us, because we're about to spend time, money, and energy with you to get up there. He goes, look, I'm already doing a lot of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with it. But now, dude, already doing a lot of it versus the buck stops at you are going to be two totally different things now.
Yeah,
You're
very
not
much.
employees anymore. You're in a managerial position. We're going to be coming at you. And that's the only way. And look, I mean, there's different styles of leadership and management and all of that stuff. For me, I'm a bit old school with the management and leadership style. And, I like to see that you're actually performing and doing the job, and we can measure it. And, you get rewarded. Our number one priority is to make you grow, like we said to the entire team. Setting an expectation comes from, we were expecting you to come with us. We want you to come with us. We don't want to change teams and shift all of that stuff. We want you to perform.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I mean, look at Daniel Ricciardo, perfect example. He went from Red Bull to to Renault, and, they thought they were going to kill it. He didn't. Only now he's starting to go good. And that's like a year and a half later, and now he's leaving. So, yeah, do you see? So you've got to think about sometimes, and with Red Bull, he was kicking him, but he also knew that he wasn't performing to the highest of ability. There was, other drivers in Red Bull that were coming better, and now they're killing it. It's like Mercedes-Benz, their expectation. How do you replace Hamilton? The best. He's higher than Schumacher now.
Wow.
when he retires, that's big boots to fill, man. He is killed it. And the performance of the team and the car and everything, and just his skill is like unbelievable. Better than Schumacher. He'll go down as one of the world's best ever drivers. And what's he, 26 or something, like insane.
He's not that old, no.
Not even that old, so. And to me, and I get it, it's a big ask for a business. But if you really think about what we can learn from the best of the best, it's pretty impressive when you really think about it, that this is what we teach. I mean, I taught him this. So it's pretty awesome from that. And that's why even, to kind of maybe wrap this up, from our expectation between us and our clients, we tell them we're expecting you to do the work.
Yes.
Because or else you let us down. People think, just pay the coach. Well, that could be somebody other coach. Not about us. They're like, hey, dude, if you don't do it, maybe it's not cool. Maybe you're not ready to cut it with us. And we've had this conversation, and because our expectation, because very well my expectation to you guys in my team, we play at a high level, and I'm not disappointed. That's the best part, because I'm being clear. That's where we want to be at.
I think that's a big part of this segment episode as well, which is that openness and honesty as well. It can't be I'm a business owner, I create these ideas and expectations and then don't share them. That's probably one of the biggest shortfalls. And what you did with this team last week was, hey, we're being very open and very honest and very clear with you, and we want to iron out any form of unsureness before we
or misunderstanding, whatever it is. And it's interesting, we were just talking off camera with this about the subbies that work for us or contractors that work for us. Same thing. We're, we have to set the expectation, or else we become unhinged from it. Hey, we're paying you for this. If you don't deliver this, that's an unmet expectation. And I don't know any business owner that likes burning money if they're not getting a result. Unless you got so much of it, then you're stupid. So I think it's with anybody watching this, it's not just for your team. It could be for your kids. It could be for your better half. It could be for other people. It could be for your contractors. Just be clear about what your expectation. Here's what my expectation is. And if people aren't, whatever, getting to that level or not meeting it, they need to make a decision. Or you need to make a decision. With us, with this particular team, the decision is very clear. We're going to give you 3 months, and then we're going to decide.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and I think when all of that is said and done, it just makes people clear.
Ultimate clarity for everybody.
Yeah.
Which is the main outcome. Great.
It's easy, right?
Yeah, completely. Going back to the beginning of when you started speaking about opening up those expectations and being clear about kind of what it is that you want, it's not difficult. You can really just map this out on paper, and then once you've figured it out yourself as a business owner, then you just share it with everyone else. But then use that as a relentless measuring stick or a measuring line for where you want to play the game at. I think that's a big takeaway for me from today, which is about understanding, hey, this is where the business owner wants to play the game. Am I going to meet that level or not? If I'm not, that's okay. I might have to go and find something else to do. Or if I am, I'm going all in, which is, I think, a big part of it. So thank you so much again for your wise words today. Any final words?
I think you got to make it fun. Even an expectation. Don't try to expect stuff that is unexpected when you really, unreachable. You got to make it fun, and you've got to reward people along the way. So.
Yeah, great. Good final last words, guys. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like us to break down as well on these episodes, reach out to us at askitupcoach.com.au. We'll be happy to break it down for you. Otherwise, we will see you all and speak to you all again next time on Coaching Conversations. Bye now.